a lot of people don't understand what hip hop is about. They don't realize it's a culture. It's not just a song. And they could relate if they understood it. It tells a story. It's our life. And finding a better way to educate our people and to live. That's what it's about.
Hip-hop is more than just music. It's a powerful cultural movement that resonates with people worldwide. It's a way to communicate, to express, to connect. As long as I can remember, I've been a fan of hip-hop. And it wasn't just about listening to the beats or just rapping along to the lyrics. It was about living and breathing the culture. I started rapping around the age of 9 or 10. I was inspired by legends like Jay-Z, Andre 3000, Ludacris, Eminem, Lil Wayne, and among many, many others. But as I delved deeper into hip-hop, my love for music production grew. I found myself drawn to the work of some of the greatest producers of all time. The DJ Premiers, Madlib, Timbaland, Kanye West, Dr. Dre, The RZA. But there was one producer who constantly was able to express himself through his beats and just interpreted new meanings and emotions in his own music. And of course, I'm talking about J Dilla. And more specifically, J Dilla's Donuts. I mean, come on. Like, at this point, does a man even need an introduction anymore? Like, he's clearly my favorite producer. I've already made like 5 videos on him. You know the guy. You know the man, the myth, the legend. In 2005, J Dilla was diagnosed with a rare blood disorder. This landed him into the hospital, and unfortunately, it was the same disease that unfortunately took his life. But before that, while he was in the hospital, he set out to make one last album, one last hurrah, and that project ended up being Donuts. You see what we're doing here? It honestly really like the quintessential J Dilla project. If you've only heard one album, this is probably the one you've heard. Donuts was made in his hospital bed with nothing more than a Roland SP303, a small record player, and a stack of records. The album was released on his 32nd birthday, just 3 days before his passing. Each track on Donuts just felt like a call out, like it was just a testament to his unwavering resilience to just making this project, expressing himself, just giving us tidbits on his mental state and how he was feeling during the time. One track that stands out quite a bit to me is actually a track named Don't Cry. Now, Don't Cry was an ode to his mother to make her feel a little bit better given the circumstance. It's funny that it's named Don't Cry. When listening to it, that's all you want to do. I can't stand to see you cry. It's honestly like, it's a heartbreaking track, but it's a beautiful one. The sample that he used was the song I Can't Stand to See You Cry by the Escorts. This is one of the rare occurrences I feel where a song really just already had the exact message that he wanted to send, like literally he didn't have to do too much like chopping or rearranging. Literally just I can't stand to see you cry. He just found the perfect sample to express that message. However, speaking on flipping something into a completely different meaning, which J Dilla was a genius at, he does on another track, which is Working on It. Was almost an ode to, I would say, us, the world, everyone who is waiting to hear from J Dilla, working on his last project, he wanted to let people know that you know what I mean? The testament of working on it is crazy because even through like the most treacherous like time of his life, like the down spiral of his health and his just mental state, and even through all that, He's still, man, the man was to the very end, he put 100% of everything he had into his music. He was truly, truly just one of a kind. On Working On It, he sampled a classic 10cc song, The Worst Band in the World. There's an original lyric in the song that is saying, and thank you to Digging the Greats, who pointed out this really cool fact. Digging the Greats has a great YouTube channel. He's a great guy, very knowledgeable, informative, and makes very entertaining videos. If you're watching my videos, you've probably seen some of his. If you haven't, finish my video and then immediately go check out some of his. He's great at what he does. Kudos to you, sir. Homie, you are that guy. But he did point out the fact that there's this lyric in the song, The Worst Band in the World. There's a lyric, it says, and Jay Dilla takes that lyric and flips it and distorts it, or he chops it to a certain way where when it's played over and over, it sounds like "Save Me," which in the words of Digging the Greats is heartbreaking. The trauma and just the tyranny that he's literally going through at this time is just is unbearable, you know. And it's just like, it seems like a call out to us, like, even though he's revered and regarded as this GOAT, one of the greatest producers of all time, this legend, he's still just a regular human being, quite literally going through hell, and is asking for us to save him. Crazy. But yeah, that subtle change and that flip just really resonates, and you can just really understand where his mind state was at this given time. Another powerful track from Jay Dilla's Donuts would be the song Stop. This is where Jay Dilla takes an excerpt from a Jadakiss song named Why, and he takes like a sample from his vocals where he's saying, "Is that real?" Is that real? And Jay Dilla flips it to make it sound like he's saying, "Is death real?" Is that real? Like, damn. I don't know, it's just crazy to me. It just seems like we're going deep into the psyche of Jay Dilla, you know, like him grappling with life and death and the finite value of life, you know, like we only have so much time on earth, you know, and it's just like, what is real, what is fake, like, are we living, you know, just like, is death real, you know what I mean? It's just, the track just seems like a reflection of his legacy and like a message to us to like assess our actions and just prioritize like what is most important in life, you know. What's most important? I truly believe Jay Dilla's genius really lies in the way that he manipulates his samples. I feel like he gets into the nitty gritty of chopping, you know. It's easy to look at some of Jay Dilla's beats and be like, oh man, those sound like really simple. Like he's not doing like the most like complex chops necessarily, it seems, on the front end. But the way that he rearranges these beats, it seems like he's not doing a lot. You know, if you haven't heard the original track, you know, go back and listen to the original track and you're like, this is a completely different song, you know? For example, there's a song that Jay Dilla has for Slum Village called Players. The chorus, it goes, it's the 788. It's the 788. You know what I mean? Like it's sort of like atmospheric and vibey, you know? But the thing is, the sample's actually not saying players at all. So the original song, the title, is actually named Claire, the moment I met you, I swear. And they're saying Claire, not player, but it sounds like players. It was just, whether it's just the way that I don't know if he stretched it, the way that he chopped it, like something, but he manipulated it to fit the sound of what he was going for. Because originally it was a song with like a chorus, and it was like, I don't know, it wasn't like anything like it is in Players, you know? Because in Players, we have a song where it's like kind of smooth, but a little gritty, you know what I mean? But it makes you feel like a player, man. It makes you feel like kind of cool, like you walk around like player, like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like you kind of get in your bag a little bit. But That's not the vibe that the sample is giving off at all. And I know a lot of times when I'm making my own beats, when I'm searching for samples, a lot of times when I do make those beats, I keep the same kind of vibe that the sample has. But sometimes it can be really rewarding to try to step outside the box, you know what I mean, and take a sound and try to manipulate it to make it sound completely different, you know. You might find like a really smooth sample, like some smooth jazz or like a smooth R&B sample, and flip it into something like super nasty and dirty and gritty, something like Griselda would rap on, you know. Or you might find something that's like real like live and that's real like avant-garde and crazy. And I don't know, you flip it in something like real chill and laid back, you know. But just being able to manipulate and change and evoke different emotions, like that is a skill, and that is something that J Dilla mastered to a T, to a literal T.
I truly feel that Dilla's music is a testament to how art can just be such a powerful tool for expression. You know, it could just be that way to express your emotions and your feelings when sometimes words just aren't doing it justice, you know. You know, it's like finding the right sounds, you know, finding the right color, finding the right step, the right move, you know, whatever it is, and creating something that not only speaks to your soul but speaks to others, you know.
Music is a universal language. It's a way to communicate feelings that words sometimes can't. And J Dilla showed us exactly that through his work. And his legacy lives on through every sample and every beat he's ever touched. So I guess what I'm hoping that you got from this video is that music isn't just music, you know, and you probably already knew that, but just it's such a strong form of expression. Even with myself, you know, there's sometimes, you know, where I might just get like caught up where I just don't have the words, you know. But sometimes like just getting into the studio and just creating something, I can get these things off of my chest that I've been trying to say for a long time, you know, and it's just really therapeutic, you know. And this isn't limited to the music space, you know, this expands to every medium, every art form, you know, whether it's dance or acting or writing or sports, you know what I mean, or painting or comedy, stand-up comedy, humor, you know, every single art form that you can think is a way to express yourself. Words aren't always the easiest way to express ourselves, and that's why we have art, you know. At the end of the day, art is therapeutic. Art is therapy. Yeah. Anyway, I really appreciate you for sitting with me. I think we had a good little chat, you know. Another day, another J Dilla video, you know. But he inspires me so much, you know what I mean?
Well, homie, thank you so much for kicking it with your boy again. It's your homie J DeAndre, and like great conversation, you know what I mean? And I know I was talking for such a long time. How rude. Okay. If you have any anything you want to talk about, or you have your own experiences with like music or artist therapy, feel free to share it below, you know. Talk to us. Like, what's up? What's going on in your life? How you been? You know, talk to me.
If you want to have another conversation, I got another video that's right here. But I appreciate you again for stopping by. It's your homie J DeAndre. I'll be back soon, I promise. Don't go nowhere, all right? I'll be back. But I'll see y'all soon. Peace.